Egypt, 2nd of April 2012. The political views of two activists.
This is Aisha. So anything about education in Egypt, she's very much got her finger on the pulse.
You didn't mention that you taught me how to camp?
Oh, I did actually mention that we went out
it was my
camping in
first
the Oasis.
experience with camping with John. The first time I went to the desert of Egypt with him.
Yeah, we all went And Alfred, very welcome. We've had a brief chat just now, but could, Alfred belongs to a political party, which is the
Social Democrats.
Social Democrats, yeah.
Well, I'm an engineer. I work as a project manager for a software company. I've been active in the political scene for the past 2-3 years, maybe, especially last year.
Which aspects of Western society would you like Egypt to emulate or to avoid?
Well, democracy at its core is not something rigid. It's an evolving thing.
People should be educated on how to pick and choose what will keep their own identity so that they don't just turn into nothing.
And definitely the West, and maybe Japan as well, have moved forward over centuries to come to a realization regarding democracy amongst people. And this is something I would like to learn from, not exactly copy, but learn from.
It's not a right way to educate them as to what to choose. It is how to think. People should be taught how to think, or not taught. Critical thinking skills are basic to the education. And if we teach people how to analyze, how to take decisions, how to make choices, then they're free to make their own choices.
I don't think people need to learn how to practice freedom or learn how to practice democracy. They can learn about it, but to actually reach freedom and to reach democracy, it's a learning curve through practicing.
Because you can't have people totally control and then suddenly give them freedom. They will not be able to use it properly because they don't have the proper thinking skills to evaluate and pick and choose.
Not through learning. We will not learn how to be free. We have to try and do our mistakes and learn from it. We have to go for elections and choose the wrong people. And then we'll realize they're the wrong people, and then we'll choose the right, well, maybe not the right people, but better people the next time.
The other point is, I do believe that people should be more focused on their responsibilities rather than their rights. If we all take our responsibilities seriously, then everybody will get his right.
Yeah, I have a different opinion, clearly. You can do all your responsibilities, but governments and regimes is not going to give you your rights unless you fight for them.
Nobody will start claiming for rights.
It's not one after the other or one then the other. This is, I cannot accept that. You have to do your job to understand that, but you have also to ask and keep asking and constantly seek your rights. Otherwise, nobody's going to give them.
Of course, if you are given rights, automatically it comes with responsibilities. But it's not that clear when you start by stating responsibility. And then rights will come.
We can do all our work, do all our responsibilities, but that's not going to get the regime or the corrupt governments to stop taking our rights. And now that we're starting to ask for our rights, maybe we're getting something. And without the right to free press, we cannot have free thoughts, free thinking.
Developing in them thinking skills, they will be able to make better judgments in their lives. They will be able to think freely. But right now they are led because they have no ability to think on their own. So one thing that I would like to avoid taking from the West is that big talk all the time about rights, rights, rights. All people are sitting down doing nothing and asking for rights.
I mean, people in Egypt, to be honest, have not been asking for their rights for the past, I don't know, 40, 50 years. And look where we are now. Without asking for the rights, you're not going to get rid of corruption. If we don't have the right to look at the books of the government, how can we fight corruption?
I would rather have responsibilities and to work with people on identifying their responsibilities. If you talk to the young generation, the way they dress and the way they present themselves, they didn't really choose this except because it's the fashion. But they're just, to me, they're just copying the outside look of things. I would rather have them think about the real culture, the Western culture, and the thoughts and the philosophies and all of this, rather than just follow the fashion.
I believe people should be presented with everything. They choose whatever they want. They make their choices in life. I think and I believe that the Egyptian culture has always been a very strong culture, and it has been able to digest whatever comes. We've had everybody in this world coming to Egypt. You call them Greeks, Ottomans, French, English, American, McDonald's, you call whatever you call it. And I think the Egyptian culture have managed to take whatever and digest it and come up with the Egyptian version of it.
If they make a personal decision, not answering the question, make a personal decision, they want to dress in such and such a way, because they're young and they just feel like it, wherever it comes from, are they allowed, or do you think that they have the freedom?
What do you see around Cairo? They are allowed. It does not mean that I personally, because I have my personal beliefs and freedom not to like it, but I will not go to them and tell them stop it. It's their own choices.
And it's not the right of the state to stop.
No,
people
why
make
should
their
it
own
be
freedom,
that?
their lifestyle choices.
No, no, that's not the right of the state.
I should never stop anybody from trying to do what they want to do. We should be open, and people has to make their choices. If we don't like what the Western fashion provides, or the Saudi fashion provides, maybe we should provide the alternative.
ماشي. بص يا سيدي بقى معايا ماشي. ده عرض جمل ماشي. ده اونيكس واماتيست. ده نفس النظام اماتيست. ده اللي هو الاسكرابي ماشي. ده كولر ماشي يا حبيبي. وده كامل بول عظم جمل. كامل بول الايجيبشن عظم جمل. خلاص. This is not head. This is Cleopatra. Oh, Cleopatra. This is the Cleopatra. This one. This is my wife. You work like this one here. This one day you work 2 necklaces like this for my wife. You work. خلاص. بس كده. شكرا. ايه امشي. انت عايز.
بيضحك عليكم.
انتوا عملتوا ايه يوم الجمعة؟
نصلي.
ايه؟
صلي اكبر. الله اكبر.
ايوه
فين
اليوم مش عارف
عربي شوية.
ايوه شوية. يوم الخميس انت
اديني انا صورة.
ايه ايوه لا انتوا كلمني يا
انت عملت ايه يوم الخميس؟
نصلي.
ايه مدرسة؟
ايوه
أي مدرسة؟ وانت عملت ايه المدرسة؟
ناجح الحمد لله. نجحت.
بتحبوا فوتبول؟
ايوه
فوتبول. وانت على فوتبول؟
ايوه
هنا؟
ايوه فوتبول. كورة.
ايوه وانت
هنا فوتبول
هنا؟ ايوه. و كلاب. عندي فوتبول كلاب.
ايوه